Okay, this is the 113 matchup zone, which we're calling Arizona. And again, I was hesitant to introduce this until later on in the year. And the reason why, as I went over in practice, is it really doesn't matter what defense you teach. If you can't close out on the ball and or if you can't pressure the ball, it's really not going to matter whether I whether you teach anything. Okay, so that's why I taught pure man principles for almost the whole year to make sure that we got at least some idea of what we're supposed to do as far as pressuring the ball and sprinting to help and closing out and that type of thing. And once you have that kind of thing down, now we can get into kind of some cool defenses that you can use your man-to-man principles to really shut them down. But again, that my caution, my caveat is, unless you're going to be able to play good man-to-man defense, you're not going to be able to run this. All right, and I tried this with a team who was not ready for it once before, and it was a horror because they were in the right spots. But you know what? Even if you're in the right spots, you got to be able to guard. Okay, and you got to be able to deflect, and you got to be able to be in good position, and I think you guys are ready for it. So it's a very flexible thing. You can do a lot of things out of it, but this is the basic idea. So you see how it's set up in kind of a 1-1-3, and it already starts with it making it very difficult for anybody to drive the middle because you have this kind of tandem of guards right over here. Now, the most important thing, not the most important thing, but one thing that's really important to understand is that these forwards and these guards have completely different responsibilities. In other words, these guards are not responsible for any pass that goes this way towards the basket. Okay? And it's a very important thing that you have to realize. The forwards are going to be getting all of these passes. What's the guard's responsibility is to keep it out of the high post and to stop the thing from getting reversed once it gets down into the corners. Okay? The idea of this defense is we want to get out of the middle, like all of our defenses really, and then we want to keep it out of the middle. We want to filter it to the corner and keep it in the corner. So again, these guards, it's very important that you've got to be guarding the high post and stopping things from coming out. You are not responsible for these passes towards the basket. For example, okay, so on this pass, it is the forward that comes up and gets this. Now, it's very important and very precise. What he's got to be doing is he has got to be closing out almost like a sideline pin, just kind of pushing him to the sideline. And you cannot let him drive middle. Okay, you have to force him this way to the baseline. Okay, we want him to go that way, so let's make it look available. Now, again, it's the role of these guards to either be in the high post, so the two goes to the high post, or to stop the ball from being reversed. So the one would come out here to stop it from being reversed. Now, these three forwards are kind of in a unique position that one forward's on the ball, the other forward has to be in front of the post player. Now, the reason for that is it will become obvious in a few minutes, but suffice to say that he's got to be in front. And if he's going to be in front, it's important this other forward has got to be, protecting against the lob passes. All right, so now let's go a little more. Ball comes out over here, and we're back in this regular set. So if the ball comes over to the three, which one of these guards takes it? None of them, right? It's the forward's job to go get this. All right? So he's going to come and close out on this. The forward's got to get in front of the post player. One's going to be denying the reversal. Two's going to be high post. And three's going to be protecting. Remember, the guards are either going to be guarding the high post or preventing the reversal. Four is in front of the low post guy, and we'll get to that in a minute. And these forwards come and take these guys and try to send them sideline. So far it's not working too well. They're reversing the ball a little too much. The denial's not that good. The closeout's not that good. But it is what it is. All right, so now we're going to see the import of keeping this guy in front. So let's say they run a guy to the corner. Okay? They run a guy to a corner. It's up to the guy fronting this low post to go get him. And now, this is the most important part of this whole defense. If we get this thing right, it becomes very, very difficult for an offense to deal with. So he goes out to the corner. The guy who is fronting the low post goes to get him, and the forward who is closing out on this wing has to drop step and dive and get in front of this low post guy. Okay? This is kind of the shift. 4 goes out and takes him. The guy who's on the wing snap his head and sprints back this way. And this guard, whose responsibility is what? To stop the ball from getting reversed, gets this denial right here. So this is the shift. Okay? 4 closes out on the corner. The 3, who was guarding the wing, snaps his head and gets back in front. And the guard steps out to deny. This other guard, what? One guy's denying the ball coming out, the other's guarding the high post. Perfect position. So let's say they skip it, and we got to reset. Let's see it again. Goes up to the wing. Who gets this? The guard? Nope. Forward goes up and gets it. Closes out on him. One guy high post, one guard high post, one guy reversal. 3's in front, 4's behind. Once again, let's say it goes to the corner. Again, 3, since he's in front, is going to go get him. 5's going to snap his head, get back here, right? Get back in front of him. 2's going to come deny that pass. See that? Boom. The other one guards the high post. It's a very, very effective defense. But again, you've got to be able to close out strong. You've got to be able to close out correctly, where you put him in the right direction. And you got to be able to make that slide as the wing to replace the post guy who's going to be out to guard the corner. And what this does is it really makes it difficult to anybody to drive it to the basket. And yet it puts an awful lot of pressure on them. And that's the key. When you're guarding these guys, you can't be 5-6 feet off them. You got to be right in their grill. So let's watch this a little bit again. So again, it's the forward that takes that pass. Forward takes the pass. Forward takes the pass. Got to watch the corner. Corner guy will go out and get it. Dive like that. Let's say they skip it, which is very difficult to do, but let's say they do it anyway. So it's really a tremendous defense, and I think you guys are ready for it. So I put it in, and we'll probably get it right sometime in the next 5 years. But so that's 113. That's Arizona.